June 8th, 2019, National World Ocean Day. A very appropriate day indeed, considering this series sponsor, which is, of course, the cruise shop. But right now, we're a long way from the ocean. The best chance of any water-based vacation might just be a houseboat on Lake Mead, because we are in Vegas, baby. And this is the Global SimRacing Channel's penultimate round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's Outlaw Modified Series 2019 Spring Season Championship. You know, today is also National Rosé Day, which for me is the wine of choice for drinkers who can't make up their minds red or white. But there is no indecision about the man who is in the proverbial catbird seat, and that, as usual, none other than J.R. Shepherd. Considering the way the championship's points are dispersed in this series, a 10-point margin is considerable, but not unsurmountable, which leaves James Lowe and Chris Bassini a glimmer of hope. Will that hope burn brighter after tonight's festivities, or will Shepherd leave behind only smoke? Find out now, as all the simulated SK modified short track action from green flag to victory donuts can be seen live as it happens right here on GSRC. From the city built on sand and broken dreams, Las Vegas, hello and welcome. Bill Soupson, joined by the man who just conquered one of Southern California's highest peaks, Sean Crackers Ambrose. We are way up in the press box. Well, way up for me. Maybe not so high, as those bleachers are small potatoes for a man who just conquered Mount Baldy. And of course, I'm talking about Sean Ambrose. We're up here to bring you our bird's eye view. Turning the knobs and pushing the sliders is our director, Joe Peak, armed with cameras, locked and loaded by Ducky Beard. Sean, me hailing from Long Beach, Vegas has found me there many a weekend, and I'm the poorer for it. But you are never a loser if you're a race fan, and you end up at the Bullring because it never fails to entertain. Tell us a little bit about this place.
Viva Las Vegas. It's Vegas, baby, and we're here tonight. This 3/8 of a mile Bullring. Yeah, this is the epitome of the Bullring. 10 degrees of banking in the turns. You know, they built this in 1985. They gave it a little bit of a makeover in 2000. It seats just over 5,000 people. They got a little stockyard out there just outside of turns 3 and 4 for tailgating and maybe parking a few motorhomes out there, Soup. But this banked asphalt track, hard on the tires, hard on the soul. We may see the yellow laundry a little bit tonight. Might even get the temperature meter up just a bit. But the best way to take a look at this track is on board the GSRC SK Modified.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global SimRacing Channel. I'm Brian Yazek, taking you for a sprint around the Bullring at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the GSRC SK Mod. So here we go. Off of turn 4, bring it right out to the fence, down into the turn 1 area. You can kind of get on those rumble strips if you need to. It doesn't seem to upset this SK Mod all that much. It's a very unique oval. It feels like it never ends, but it has such tight corners and the radius in the middle of the corners. There we go again, out of turn 4, and this is going to complete our track guide here. I'm Brian Yazek. Enjoy the show.
And Soup, race fans, everyone out there, when we get done partying here in Vegas, we're going to get ready for a sea cruise. That's right. Next year, the very beginning of it, we're going to sail out of Miami January 5th, 2020 for a 7-night Easter Caribbean cruise on the Royal Caribbean Oasis in the Seas, brought to us by our friends over at the cruise shop, folks. You know, they've put special group pricing in place for all iRacing members, their friends, family. They want you to sail away together with members of the iRacing community and get ready to see Phillipsburg, St. Martin, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Haiti. You know, for as little as $125 a day, you can sail the high seas, and for a small deposit, you can secure your spot today. Payment plans are available for everyone. You've got to contact Brenna over at the cruise shop, though. to get in on this offer. Email or call, but do it now. Spots are filling up quickly. It's Brenna, BRENNA, at the cruise shop, FW.com. Go on over to their Facebook events page with all the details about this amazing offer. Visit them on Facebook /Cruise Shop FW. Soup, we'll see you on the ship, hopefully, buddy.
You know what that cruise is going to have in common with Las Vegas? They both have casinos. Just telling you. I can't get away from it, no matter where I go. Hey, let's go ahead and talk about the drivers' points right now. Let's look at these. We talked about that 10-point margin between J.R. Shepard and James Lowe, 16 back to Bassini. Again, boy, that's a pretty big margin when it's basically a point per position is the way they hand those out here. But there are no drop races, so, if J.R. has a bad night, it's not inconceivable that Lowe or Bassini could have not closed the gap. Could have not get to the points lead, could at least close the gap. Donnie Moore sits in fourth, and 45 points back is Kenny Kibbe. Shepard with 3 wins, Lowe with 2, Bassini with 1. Sean, what are our race details?
Well, Soup, this is the penultimate round, my friend. Round 10, here we are in Vegas. 100 laps tonight, just like we have every Saturday night in the Bootleg Racing League. No tires allowed on these new iRacing SK Modifieds. You could try, but if you do it, well, you're going to be penalized pretty heavy for it. So don't change your tire. This is the iRacing fix setup. It's a new setup. It's a new car. I can't wait to see how they get around the Bullring this evening. The lucky dog, the NASCAR lucky dog, is certainly in play, and you do get one spare car. You've got one car sitting there on your Featherlight trailer back in the pit area, Soup, and if you need it, you can pull it down, get it on track. We are inverting the grid from last week's finish, round 9 at Oxford Plains Speedway. Boy, that was a fun one. And we're back to the Bullring here this week, and what proves, I'm sure it's going to be a great race this evening, Soup. New car, new attitude, everybody on edge here tonight. I can't wait.
Of course, the drivers use skins that they put down on top of their cars to get their paint job. I wonder if the skins from the old SK Modified fit on top of these. Looking around,
No.
These look. They do not. Okay.
These are all brand new, Soup. Everything about this car is different. Even the paint jobs. Specifically, a couple of items of note about the SK Modified I can give you here real quick, actually. Of course, this was just released Tuesday. This car scanned. They scanned Justin Bonsignore's modified. The chassis by Fury. It's a small block V8, 370 horsepower. This car, the SK Modified, has the 15-inch Hoosier tires on it, smaller than the Tour Modified. The top speed of this car, 160 miles an hour, Soup. This is a fast one. That's absolutely right. And again, with that comes some new paint jobs. And looking around the track, I really like what I'm seeing here so far.
Yeah, we see lots of new stuff. Some drivers still have some work to do. It just came out, so they haven't had a lot of time to be creative.
I believe Lowell has got the what we kind of call the winter testing paint job on his car right now.
Yes, indeed. There is a little bit of color on it, but
all it's missing is a bag on it, so we can't tell what model it is.
There's the number 3. Shepard is here. Bassini is here.
Oh, Soup, we got a full house tonight. 26 drivers registered for this one.
James Lowe and Joshua Banks as well. I believe, if I check my notes, scheduled to be on the pole would be Todd Liston with Lowell to the outside of him. Let's see if Todd is here today.
He is, and he's second quick. He's second quick in practice right now. JR just went to the top, but Liston is second quick in practice, and I'll tell you what, I love seeing that because honestly, Soup, with him starting on the pole, it could make things very, very interesting up front quick. Watching the late model race just before this, Soup, there was a lot of caution flags in that race. They seemed to all fall at the worst time. That race ended under caution, but Donnie Moore the number 26
Hey.
Camel late model got to the win. And, well, we'll see if that bodes well tonight for Donnie here in the SK Modified race. Donnie driving that Stone River SK Modified. We hope maybe victory lane in sight for him this evening. We'll see.
Be nice to see if the number 26 can get himself a win before the season ends.
We already put the commentator's jinx on him, so he's in good shape. I'm saying win. Yeah.
There's the 36 of Pardon and Thanks, Joshua Banks. Has run a part-time schedule this season. Was competitive last round. That driver you saw going off, that was Ruben Alquiz, had a little bit of a spin in front of Banks. We'll see what the new car has in store. Go ahead, Chuck.
Well, I was just going to point out Chris Piscini just getting back out on track in his familiar number 15 Eastport Feeds SK Modified, new paint job on that car. And, well, Dr. Soup and Crackers make the quarter panel on that car this evening, Soup.
That's not going to help him go any faster. We appreciate the love, though.
Tell you what, the kid driving that car right now out at Riverhead Raceway, Kyle Soper, he is racking up some wins quick. The young kid in that car driving it this season for the first time, having a lot of success in the real world in that very familiar number 15.
I'm just happy today. I got a couple things going my way. I haven't overdosed on chocolate-covered coffee beans. And the track has walls, so I'm already a winner.
I tell you what, let's talk about the track, though, just real quick, okay? This track's very, very tight. It doesn't look tight. It looks nice and wide, right? No, the groove, the very, very tight turns. Hard to get this car turned in. Not getting across the rumble strips, actually, in turn 3 and 4, not a bad thing. There's actually some grip down there. Doesn't seem to upset this car a whole lot. But I will say you're really, really going to have trouble making passes down there, and any contact whatsoever is going to turn a car around, and it's going to stack everybody. Everybody's in that same group. They're not spreading out from the top to the bottom, Soup. And everybody trying to fight for that same real estate, especially in turns 3 and 4, it could get messy.
If I'm a driver like Piscini or Lowe, this car change has got to give me a little bit more hope in thinking that maybe Shepard, who is so dominant in that old version, even though he didn't like it, maybe this will slow him down a bit. That might be a little bit of optimistic thinking.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, great drivers can basically wheel anything, right?
Yeah.
He didn't like the car, but he wasn't having much trouble wheeling it around, obviously, based on a number of wins and where he sits in the points right now. But a lot of the feedback I've seen on this car specifically, Soup, has been very, very positive. A lot feel like iRacing really got it right on this one. And,
Good.
well, I'm looking forward to seeing how it races in a pack, because I haven't done any of that yet with this car. And hopefully tonight we get a pretty good little look at it.
Boy, you're right about the field. It is a big, big field. Just a good testimony to how healthy this series is. So often as a series gets into the latter stages of the season, the fields, the car counts start to shrink. Not the case, as I believe we're going to be able to go ahead and give you the grid on the pole. As talked about, it is Todd Liston inside Lowell Jewell. Row 2 is Kurt Meeks with Dan Butler in there as well. Brian Dean is going to be 5th, flanked by Joshua Buckley. James Lowe, now he's in the hunt for the championship inside of row 4 with Mike Holloway to the outside. Jeff Dooley sits in 9th, and rounding out your top 10 in number 26, Donnie Moore.
All right, Soup, and it's going to be row 6. It'll be Joshua Banks in the number 36, sitting there on the inside of J.R. Shepard. And number 98, Bruce Pearson, going to start 13th tonight, right alongside the number 6, the Kurt Smith. Robbie Robinson and his number 56 SK Modified starting 15th, right next to Scotty Zerk in the 02. Then we go back to row 9. Adam Shane, Carolina driver, will start in 17th next to that number 15 SK Modified of Chris Piscini in 18th. Jeff Harden in the 44 starting 19th tonight, right next to Jason Mendes starting 20th. Soup, I'll take these last 6 real quick. Ruben Altice in the number 11, 21st. 22nd goes to Justin Allen. Mike Allen going to start right next to him there in 23rd, or just behind him actually, and then 24th will be John Hine. Chris Wolfson and Sarah Maria Spiller is back and with us tonight in the SK Modified for the first time.
Some interesting stuff at the back of the field back there with the Allen boys wrenched together back there with Justin and Mike in 22nd and 23rd, and Sarah Maria Spiller, who was scheduled to start on the pole last round. Well, she'll start last today. Okay, the penultimate round, number 10 of an 11 race schedule, about to get underway. Todd Liston in his number 87 on the pole, looking to go wire to wire. The boss, Lowell Jewell, to the outside. Chug-a-lug, makes you want to holler, Idaho! Todd Liston leads the field down into the first corner. Lowe stuck on the outside. Kurt Meeks takes that front wheel in there, and he's going to get second position. Oh, ooh. Look at Lowell. He's going to get freight train.
Yeah, I think he is, and he's got no room to get down inside there, and they're stacking up. J.R. Shepard was involved, coming down the front straight.
Jeffrey Harden has issues.
Donnie
Moore involved in it as well with Justin out.
Right next to JR, and they actually got together on track, and then it went wild from there.
Take a look at it one more time on the replay. Well, Donnie, you got a free car if you want one. You can go in and get another one if you need it. I know you don't want to take it this early, but I think you're going to have to bite the bullet.
The car is not turning. I was watching him getting into the pits. He had no choice but to take a new car. He totally destroyed the front end on it. Well, we've seen the new SK Modified wreck now, Sue.
Well, good news for Kurt Meeks. He started in third and he worked his way up to second. The bad news for Kurt Meeks is he started in third and he worked his way up to second. He'll be on the outside of row 1 right now, and if you want to talk to Lowell Jewell, that's not the place to be. Jewell was able to tuck down in. Actually, he was not able to tuck down in. The yellow flag was actually a blessing to Jewell. It stopped the bleeding.
Yeah, but the problem's still the same for Jewell. He's going to have to start on the outside again, Soup, outside of Brian Dean. Maybe if he gets a good jump, he can get that car down in there. But, well, I see Lowe back there and Jeff Dooley. And, well, we'll see if James Lowe is, Jeff Dooley, who'll be starting in 6, is interested in giving him a break there. We'll see how that works out.
Talk about stop the bleeding. Heard a good line on a movie there. All bleeding stops eventually. One way or another.
Makes me think of an old Jesse Ventura line. Ain't got time to bleed.
There you go.
Here we go, buddy.
Well, the man up front is Todd Liston. And I'll tell you right now, nobody makes him bleed his own blood as he sits up front comfortable, looking to go wire to wire. Good jump. Meeks to the outside again. He's trying to tuck down in there. Having none of it and giving him an elbow is Brian Dean.
Yeah, and Dan Butler's around.
But he's off the racing line. Did they throw the flag? They did.
No, he was straddling the white line down there when the car got spun around, but he got connected. He got connected with the 36 here. You're going to see on the screen. There it is, just behind him. A little bit of a love tap. Sends the Butler around and straight to the pit, Soup.
Right on board with Joshua Harden and Banks. This is why he has that nickname. Comes up here. Whoop, pardon, and thanks.
All right, so big news in the Bootleg Racing League. You know what's coming up here in just a couple months?
Tell me, baby, tell me.
Besides my birthday, the 4th annual Champions Shootout is coming up on September 21st. And this year, they are moving it from Southern National over to Martinsville Speedway. And that'll be a little break from what's been, well, basically the rule. But they're going to go to Martinsville, and they're going to race the NASCAR Gander Mountain trucks there. And, well, they'll be looking to make an announcement about a sponsor for that event and who may be broadcasting it. So I got pretty good money on who's broadcasting.
I'm glad you clarified that. So there won't actually be firearms at the shootout. It is an actual simulated race. I understand now.
Well, it is at Martinsville.
Okay.
And that is in Virginia, and I believe
Never
they
know.
have firearms in Virginia, Soup. It's one of the colonies. So I don't know. Please tell me Virginia was a colony.
Right.
I did get
That's
that right.
a colony, baby.
Okay, yes, all right.
That's right. I believe has the claim to fame of most presidents come from Virginia. I could be wrong about that one, but go ahead and Google me. The pace car is in. Well, Todd Liston still out in front. This time he's got Brian Dean to the outside of him. He's got a new partner out there every time he goes green. Let's see if Dean has any better luck than the other guys did. Nope. Pulling away is Liston, and now stuck on the top side is Dean. James Lowe on the low line where he likes to be up into second.
Yeah, and Jewel finally got a break. He's down on the inside, but he's back there fighting. And he's going to get it done on Dean there eventually. But Soup, we got another caution already. Trouble coming out of turn 4. It was Adam Shane into the wall. I think he got a little help coming off of 4.
John Hine might have a little bit to do with that one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just looked at it again, and, it looked like the car tightened up on him because he had to check up there, turn down a little bit into Dean's line. I just don't know that was all Brian Dean. I think that was a case of a wicked car on Adam there.
I say that car really rotated well is what I think happened there to Shane, and it came right around in front of Hine.
They're certainly not used to these cars over-rotating, and I think that's what happened there as you see it on the slow-mo just a bit.
And then Hine was already down in there. Whenever we have the opportunity to call it a racing incident, we like to do that here on GSRC.
Yeah, nobody has to agree with that, Sue.
That's right.
Another change to the SK Modified that we didn't bring up, the tires are actually Hoosier tires. Now, they're, I believe before they said race car or something of that nature. They were very generic, so not anymore. Hoosier officially on the sides of these SK Modifieds. Now, Hoosier, a big supplier of tires to the modified series up and down the eastern seaboard. A few other manufacturers in the game. Goodyear's still in it, but you know who was really big back when my father was racing in the 60s and the 70s? Firestone was a huge player in the modified scene. In fact, most of your competitors ran Firestones back then. Hoosier came in early 70s or so and brought some different competition. Goodyear was always in it from the beginning, but it's the selections have narrowed down these days. But pretty cool to see Hoosier on the tire now here at the SK Modified here on iRacing.
Well, he's had 3 different drivers to the outside of his Todd Liston. The new challenger here in jeopardy, trying to beat the champion, will be James Lowe on the outside of row number 1. It didn't work for Meeks. It didn't work for Lowell Jewell. And it's not going to work for James Lowe, although he is able to get down onto the inside line. Look at them fight back for third, stuck up top. That's not the place you want to be. That's Brian Dean.
Oh, and we've already got another caution. It happens at the back of the field. Oh, no, the Butler was in it again. So was Kurt Smith.
Chris Wolfson involved in this one.
Trying to get a good look at what happened there on the replay. Kurt checked up and got some help from behind, and what a mess. Poor Dan Butler already was in his spare car. Doesn't waste much time taking the tow. Here's the overhead. You see the tap. Kurt Smith obviously knew where to go. He just clips Butler as Butler was coming by.
And that was Wolfson who was trying to get him woed up. Could not, and gets into Smith.
Whoa, Nelly, another caution there, see?
Thank you, Keith. We're rumbling and fumbling here at the Bullring.
Straight out of the swamps of Florida.
Well, who's going to try the outside this time? It's going to be, well, James Lowe's going to be up on top. How about a hard charger, if it's possible to have a hard charger? We haven't had a lot of racing going on. How about in 6th, Joshua Banks up 5 spots? Maybe we should check in on our points leader. Oh, look, there we go. Look what we can do here at GSRC.
All right. So, Soup, listen, the Bootleg Racing League, always accepting applications. As the pace car getting ready to peel off, it's bootlegracingleague.com. Find out everything you need to know there.
Tell you right now, J.R. Shepard buried in 18th place. There aren't a lot of points handed out down in 18th. James Lowe, you are in 2nd. You are looking good right now. Lowe on the outside. I don't want to do the math, but that is real close to having James Lowe ahead of J.R. Shepard if the race were to end right now.
And we got it again at the back of the pack. No, it was Kurt Smith and Donnie Moore. Donnie can't catch a break in that newly minted modified this evening. Oh, no.
I think we are on a record pace here tonight.
Well, they're playing bumper cars back there, Soup, and I'm afraid Kurt got a power shot to the bumper there from Mike Allen. Well, boy, Sarah Spiller here. Well, there's Sarah on the inside. Yeah, and she gets clipped from Donnie, who was already going around.
Now, the good news for J.R. Shepard is all that nonsense happened behind him, but if you want to look at the flip side of that, if it would have happened in front of him and he could have avoided it, it would have been all those positions to vulture. He is still down in 17th spot. Now, there's a ton of racing to go, but unfortunately, right now, the fastest car out there has been Medina Mendez in the pace car. She's been leading the way for most of this race.
You know what, though? Liston is just loving this. All right, he had a great practice session. He probably did some practice himself this week to get ready for this one. Yeah, I think maybe just a few laps put on by the 87 there. He knows he's got a great shot at winning this race. Based on the cautions alone from the last race, I think he's feeling like, listen, if I can get a good jump, keep that #1 spot, always guarantee that I'm restarting on the inside. Going to be awful tough for anyone to either make a pass or get to him at this point. Especially at the rate of laundry we've been getting here.
Yeah. I got to think, knowing you're on the pole and you got the sharp tongues of soup and crackers up in the press box, it's probably a good inspiration to put in some practice before you get to the Bullring, and I think that's what's happening. All right, we heard about the top speed of these cars was what do you say, 160 miles an hour?
Yeah, 160. Now, okay, so there's only 2 gears.
Where is that, on the Darlington Salt Flats?
Well, you're really gonna need a good top end gear to achieve that speed, to be honest with you, and you're gonna need it on a big track. But here we go, Soup, getting ready to pull off.
Well, there's certainly nothing to worry about that. I think our average speed is somewhere around Mama Jean's pace to the buy milk, but we're gonna be okay. We're gonna get this in now. We're gonna go racing. Todd Liston on the inside in the 87. James Lowe, you know what shakes this up if I give a call here? Gather at the chicken steak covering on the cows. The horses are out of the barn, and we're going green flag racing here at the Bullring. Todd Liston out in front. James Lowe in second. Lowell Jewell in third. Joshua Buckley on the inside, being challenged on the outside. That is Brian Dean. Good racing now. We got ourselves a green flag flap. Their way around. Still double file well in the back. More banging going on. Oh my goodness, more banging. They've managed to keep the cars going straight. There was some banging between Buckley and Dean. Oh my goodness, almost going around was Kurt Meeks, but he keeps the car going straight. 3 wide back in for 12th position.
Look at this scramble back there at 3 and 4.
That's J.R. Shepard down low in that 3 wide. He's going to back out of it. Shepard moves up to 13th, gets around Holloway. Holloway not giving up the ghost on the outside. Scotty Zerk ahead trying to pin Shepard down as they race the mid-pack. More banging, we're still racing.
Yeah, it's that battle for 10th back there, honestly, Super. It's really 8th, 9th, and 10th right now. Very intense.
I'm keeping the eye up front. In fact, we've missed it.
Hey.
James Lowe has been able to get around Liston. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, just behind them, that's the battle
Yeah.
for 3rd. Buckley just got by Banks and Jewell. Picks up 2 spots there.
Went back to take a look at the pass. It was about 5 or 6 laps ago. Probably won't be able to get it. Liston was really wide coming out of 4, and Lowe said thank you very much. Got underneath them. James Lowe now out in front.
Buckley getting passed here by Banks. Banks gonna take it. I think Buckley let him have it. Buckley and his newly minted number 82 Danny Cesspool service. Another Riverhead Raceway connection there, Soup. Danny Watts, the owner of that car. Woody Pitcat, the current driver on the Wheeler Modified Tour.
Got ourselves a nice green flag run going on. Knock, knock, knock on this imitation wood I announce on. Shepard has worked his way up into 10th. Let's look at Shepard right now as he dives underneath Jason Menda. Menda stuck up top. He's not going to try to chop. Oh no, there's a trouble in front.
Oh, you spoke too soon, Soup. Brian Dean gets spun around. I think it was because he had to check up a little bit. He didn't want to run over the car in front of him. And just not much we could do about that, unfortunately.
That was Robbie Robinson that got into him once he came around. The good news for Robinson is he remains with the rubber on the road. That alone is an accomplishment for Robinson, who probably leads the series in most times on his lid.
Yeah, just a small loss of momentum there by Brian, and it results in contact. Nobody drove in there too hard or meant to do anything. It just, again, a little bit of a check. Of course, they don't have any brake lights on these cars. You don't know what a guy is checking up.
And from that onboard camera, the car that went around on the outside almost got clipped. That was J.R. Shepard. Now up into 8th.
So, Soup, I'm beginning to wonder if these guys are starting to realize that I'm from Riverhead originally, and or nah, he wouldn't be doing it because of me. But it is cool to see that number 82, the orange number 82, out here finally. A couple of very familiar cars to me. In fact, Danny Watts, a really close family friend. So again, I think it's kind of cool. It makes calling these races a little bit more fun for me. So, guys, if you want to go find all your favorite Riverhead Raceway drivers, modified drivers, feel free. I'm surprised there isn't a Bonsignor paint job out here already. So, seeing that was the car that iRacing chose to scan, but I'd say so far so great on the new iRacing SK Modified. It looks great on track. It sounds wicked. It's bad fast. Don't worry about the caution flags we've had tonight. That's the track.
Nah.
I'm blaming it on the tracksuit.
Yeah. Ruben Altice in the transfer position back there in 12th. This is short tack racing. Scotty Zerk in the Baker's Dozens position in 13th. Outside looking in. So, James Lowe now will be in control of the field. We're going to go around one more time. He'll be able to race in his preferred low line. Liston was bested coming out of 4. Little bit of blinking going on from the car in 3rd. That is Joshua Banks. Lowell Jewell started on the pole, or outside of row 1, is back in a 5th position on the inside. Shepard will be up top. We're going to go racing. And here we go. James Lowe is into the first corner easily. Liston tucks down in 2nd. Watching Shepard. Oh my goodness, it's 3 wide back.
Yeah.
Shepard
Oh, he was just behind that. Chris Piscini bashing his way through there. Had a little bit of contact with Jeff Dooley. Dooley spinning around.
Mike Allen gets caught up in it. Sarah Maria Spiller, Brian Dean, Adam Shane.
Dooley had just gotten hip checked and was trying to turn the car back down, get back into that bottom line. Time was already there.
Hine that got into him and spun him around. Boy, I really thought Dooley was going to save this one. We are working. We're at the halfway point. We're halfway done.
We did it. We just hit it, buddy. We did. And, you know, just before we got that last restart going, I was talking about how you could get information about the Bootleg Racing League. Well, of course, at their website, bootlegracingleague.com.
That makes sense.
Listen, they have record numbers in the league right now, but they're still taking applications. Their Saturday night lineup is not just the Outlaw Modified Series. That just happens to be the one that's broadcasted and the one that you see every week here on the Global SimRacing Channel. But the street stocks run at 7 o'clock, and that's how you get started. You join the Bootleg Racing League. They put you in the street stocks. You earn your stripes, and then you run in the limited late model series, which is not the super late model, just the regular late model. And those races run before this feature, this 100-lap feature that you see every week here. Those races only 60 laps long, but very competitive, and just as many drivers as you're seeing here. Not all of these modified drivers actually get a chance to run the feeder series, because new drivers are being worked in and hopefully going to earn their stripes and make it up here to the feature on Saturday nights with us here on the Global SimRacing Channel.
Send a donation to the GSRC's Commentators Fund, and we'll see if we can put a good word in for you and get you moved up the queue a little bit if you're on the waiting list.
No,
it
doesn't happen. No. I've been told specifically, we've got a lot of guys waiting.
All right.
I wasn't impersonating anybody there, sorry.
All right, we are working lap number... What are
53.
we working here?
53.
I screened up a bit so I can see what the lap number is. 47 laps of green flag racing coming your way.
I'll take it.
James Lowe out in front. Look at Banks tuck it into 2nd.
Oh, and they're already spinning out of 2.
Dan Butler involved in this one? I'm not sure. Yep.
Yeah.
It was like Robbie Robinson.
Yeah, looked like it happened in front of them.
Oh, it did. Where did this start? This started way up.
I think it started with Pearson, maybe. No, it started in front of Pearson. Oh, it was contact between Lowell, Jewell, and Menda is what actually started that entire chain reaction. J.R. Shepard got caught up in that too, Soup.
Oh!
Yeah, he got caught right behind it. Picked up some damage.
Right on board. Take a look at it.
JR's got
one, yeah.
JR's got to be feeling a little snake bit at this point of the race. Just can't seem to catch a break back there. Guys who have caught a break, though, Soup, Piscini, John Hine have moved all the way up through this field, fighting for a win tonight.
Well, Shepard was back in 18th when we first pointed out how far away he was. He worked his way all the way up to 8th. Finds himself now back in 17th again. And we talked about how they do points. I mean, it was pretty simple. Low is leading. That's a difference of about 16 points when you start this. 16 plus, actually. That'll be enough to put James in the lead going into the finals. Well, we're a long way to go.
Soup, Jeff Harden in the chat was our first victim this evening. He's been out for a while, but saying that that all of them probably need to relearn their vision points on the cars, that the Nerf bars seem to stick out just a little bit. The A-frame blocks a lot of the view. So practice, right? This is a new car, so we can chalk it up to that. Right now, though, we talk about the guys. I said Piscini, Hine up 18 spots. It's just crazy.
Oh boy, they are really bunched up right now. Look at the 87 of Todd Liston. He is basically sitting in the car with James Lowe.
Yeah.
Here we go, and that's going to cost him as he couldn't time to get on the throttle. Tucking down underneath is Banks. Getting pushed way up is the 82 of Buckley. It's going to be three wide. Buckley decides to let him go. He loses 2 positions, and now he's still stuck on the outside. Underneath Buckley is Ruben Altice. A good run from Altice. Started at 21st, now up into 8th. Make it 7th.
Boy, Jewell and Moore having contact on the backstretch.
Well, I'll tell you also, up front, Banks is really working on Low. He's about a car length back, but he is itching to get to the lead. Banks really good off of 4, can get a nice tight drive off, and is looking to get his nose under there. Wants to get it done before the yellow comes out again. He has 38 laps of racing, but how many of them will be under green? That's what Banks is thinking.
Uh-oh.
Kaboom goes the engine of the box.
There was contact between him and the 82 of Josh Buckley. It did not bring out a caution. They both kept it down against the wall, and now the caution's out. And I'm thinking that was a totally unrelated incident. It was.
Spiller got a big little... Oh, Adam Shane, my gosh, this one was ugly.
Well, Sarah turned it down the hill, and I guess it wasn't turning fast enough because it didn't get in front there. And the smoke you were seeing, that was Buckley coming down the pit lane. Tough night for Shane, too. Talk about drivers haven't been able to catch a break. Deep field, tight track. Everybody trying to get going.
Shepard, when we last talked, he was in 17th. He's made up 6 spots, now in 11th. Getting the wave around. Bruce, bang the drum slowly, Pearson. I'll tell you, Joshua Banks was just on the tail of James Lowe. Banks really good out of 4, had to get that tight line, would try to drive it underneath Lowe. There's Piscini in 4th. He's in the championship hunt as well, gaining points on Shepard. Shepard, a couple good news for Shepard, as he was so far back. Now he is up into 11th, which is 1 spot to the good of the transfer position. So even though he might lose some points here, at least if he can hold on to this position, he'll get a good regrid for the finale coming up.
Yeah, you want a good starting spot for that finale, Soup. It's going to be a big race next week.
Well,
looks like this points championship is going to be really, really tight going in.
Oh, it's going to involve math on the final event. That's never good.
How many times has that happened though in the Bootleg Racing League over the years? I mean, really, I can recall so many of these championships coming coming down to tiebreakers, going to the 3rd tiebreaker. I think 4 or 5 years ago. It was just insane.
Okay, watch Todd Liston again. He is right on the back of Lowe. On him tighter than a scuba suit on a fat man, as my dad used to say. Actually, my dad never said that one. We're going racing. That one's all suit. Hey, this start very different from last time. Look at Banks trying to pin Lowe down. Cannot do it. Watch Joshua, though, trying to duck it in here through 3.
It doesn't matter because they managed to get wrecked up at the back of the field again, Soup. Bumper cars going in a 1. Major checkup, Adam Shane. And unfortunately, the first car to get to that checkup was Josh Buckley in the 82. Buckley, who we know just went in and on board with him, just had gone in and gotten a spare car on the last caution. And that doesn't feel good at all.
As a rule, I'm not a fan of incident caps, but sometimes you think that we go to these yellow flags a lot, and often we seem to be saying the same names over and over.
I think tonight, though, I'm going to be honest with you, Soup. I think it all has to do with position. All most of these incidents have happened at the back of the field, and it's the checkup. The checkup is real. 3/8 mile track. Again, the groove so tight here. Everybody trying to get to that same spot. They check up quick, and when they check up, because it's so small and you feel like you're constantly turning. Man, there's just nowhere to go when the guy in front of you slows down. If it's just even marginal, you've seen on these restarts. You talked about how Liston has been right up under the wicker there of James Lowe. Doing a gear inspection. That's the margin for error. There is none here at this track.
Some of these drivers really are between a rock and a hard place. It's a darned if you do, darned if you don't thing. You try to lift and leave a little space between you and the car in front of you, and you end up getting rear-ended. So
But if you're going to win at this level, you gotta. It's not any different than Riverhead Raceway or pick your local short track. It's the same deal. These places are small. They get stacked up quick, and you bend up a lot of equipment from time to time. It happens. Some races are better than others. Some weeks are better than others. One week could be a green to checker race. The next it could be full of caution flags. It depends on the night. So
James Lowe got to be feeling a little better because this time he doesn't have Todd Liston pestering him like he did last time. Liston now on the outside of row 2. He's got Piscini underneath him.
Yeah, that's any better.
Well, Piscini and Lowe racing 2-3 in the points. Here we go. Watch Banks. Boy, Banks is really good in the 36 on the top side. He is dying to try to get that lead.
Oh, more trouble.
At the top where.
they didn't even make it to turn 1, and there was trouble at the back of the field.
Brian Dean involved in this one with Joshua Buckley.
Conveniently spun into the pit entrance, Soup. Did not hit the wall. Watch
I
this.
misidentified Buckley. It was Pearson. No, it was Jeff Dooley. Sorry. It's the third time I tried to get it. Jeff Dooley was the guy that turned him around.
Can't believe there isn't a safety gate on that pit entrance.
Yeah, that's really...
Do note the tires. There's the contact and then the spin behind.
These tires are certainly helpful, but my gosh.
And we've had a major development in this race, Soup. Apparently, the boss is not happy, and we will restart this single file this time.
Yeah, he gave the drivers as much rope as he could. And honestly, Joshua Banks, happy with that ruling. Now, I think as he doesn't have to start on the outside, although he was really good in that 36 on the top side. So here's what we got. Lowe, Banks, Bassini, Liston, our pole sitter in 4th, Mike Holloway. We haven't heard much from Mike. And honestly, Mike, on a race like this, not hearing much from you is really a good thing. Congratulations on that.
Mike's had a great night. Yeah, you bet. Hine really looking at the guy having a great night, though, with those 18 positive spots forward in this field.
Shepard is in 12th.
Yeah. How convenient is that with a single file restart?
Boy, oh boy.
He wants more than that, trust me.
Yeah, he's not happy with 12th, but
no.
12th a lot better than 13th. All right, the lights are on the pace car. We're going to go around one more time. You feel like doing it, Sean? You think it's time? I think it's time.
Should we do it now? Do it now? We got a couple of extra seconds to party on the floor? Or?
No, I want you to wait and get to the the volume of your voice rise as the green flag waves, and that kind of energy is going to bring it home.
All right, well, it looks like I'm going to get a chance to do that because the lights are out on the Ford Mustang pace car here at the Bullring in Las Vegas, just outside of Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Woo! That turns 3 and 4 basically in that little area there where they party and have a good time. Separates it. The pace car is off. Lowe's got the field. Drop that disco ball down for the ceiling because it's time to boogie here in Las Vegas. Let's get this party started now. Off of turn 4. James Lowe's got the green down the front stretch. Single file. Joshua Banks gets away with him. Chris Bassini gets checked up back there. Already under trouble and threat from Todd Liston and Mike Holloway.
Around goes the car. I think it's spun off the racing line, and it's
Justin Allen. Justin Allen. Yep, and he got checked up again. Checked up behind Donnie Moore. It's just nothing could be done. It results in another spin, a little contact from behind. Poor Scotty Zerk didn't mean to do anything there. It just happened. He was there. No time to react to it.
What's safer than single file? Is there another option? Go down another?
We could.
Half file?
Yeah, we could just keep throwing yellow flags to the end. So we know there's no green-white checker in play. So Lowell could throw maybe, about 4 more caution flags. I think would be good, Soup. Wow. I hate to see it. Again, we've got a great car that we've debuted this evening. There's nothing wrong with this track, but maybe not the best one to get started with a new car on because of some of the reasons we discussed before. Maybe you'd have been a little bit better off with something a little bit bigger, maybe that turns a little bit, maybe like a Thompson or a Stafford even. But this wasn't up to them. The season and its schedule were in place before they knew when this new SK Modified was going to be released. they really had no choice but to roll with it. Their hand was forced. iRacing totally replaced the previous car. It's not an option anymore. Again, they were kind of pigeonholed into this, forced into it. They got some practice time in, not a lot, as much as they could. People do have lives outside of this glorious iRacing experience we all have. But listen, it's been fun. I've enjoyed seeing these cars on track this evening. Yes, I think they look marvelous, darling, and especially here in Las Vegas. So we'll get back to racing. We'll do it well, and hopefully we get a green flag finish.
Well, old Jewel has been around a long time, and he knows that no good ever comes from making mid-season changes. And I'm talking about his part where he thought, well, maybe we'll change the track, because then instantly you get people complaining about the track change. So you got the best course of action for any series manager, and I speak from experience on this one as well. It's just try to make what you got work. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later.
You've never had drivers from the series complain. Come on.
Oh, if only that were true. Pace car is in. A dozen laps of racing, and they're all going to be green flag. Lowell Jewell has got him in single file. James Lowe up in front. Here we go.
Here we go.
Lowe into corner number 1. Joshua Banks right behind him.
And the caution's already out. Caution's already out. On the restart.
No, is this
This
that
is Sarah.
Shane got into Spiller?
Just, I guess Shane went go, go, go. Spiller didn't go, 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 go. And
Well, she went go, go. Maybe not 3 goes, but
these are tough times out here, Sue.
This is a 3-go green flag, I guess. Okay, man.
Apparently, Lowell not gonna have to throw the caution flag intentionally. It looks like it's taking care of itself here as we crawl to the finish.
All right, let's go ahead and check though in on the big picture. Lowe leading. He's going to get max points here. Bassini is in second. So look what's happened. The 2 guys that are chasing J.R. Shepard, they sit 1 and 2. Shepard is down in 9th. He'll be in the transfer spot. Got to double check my points here because Lowe and Bassini have been swapping that second position all season long. Who's there now? It's Lowe who's 10 back. I'll tell you, it is a little more than a point per position. I think you get a little more points if you win. James Lowe in 1st, Shepard in 9th right now. It's going to be so close to almost a dead heat going into that final round. Shepard has got to stay inside the top 12. He cannot afford, just not so much point-wise, but grid-wise, to start that final round anywhere but ahead of the guys he's chasing. The lights stay on the pace car. The beautiful Medina Mendez. Been the star of the show tonight. Good job, honey.
13 cautions to this point, Sue. 13, buddy.
Got to be close to a
It might be close to some
record.
sort of record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how you could have any more. I don't know if we've had maybe 1 green flag stint there when I called for the guarding of the chickens.
I sure hope those chickens are okay down there.
I'm going to guarantee us a green flag finish. I'm going to switch it up. I'll give another call to start this thing. That always seems to work. So,
Well, one way or the other, you're going to guarantee us a finish, okay?
Now the green-white checker, that is officially not happening there.
It's not in play. It's not in play,
okay.
No. So again, one way or another, you're going to guarantee us a finish, Sue.
Pace car is in. James Lowe out in front. Ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee, don't you want to take me to a green flag finish? That is James Lowe out in front. Bassini right behind him. They get through the first 2 corners, and we are still under green. This is a major accomplishment. John Hine dives underneath, looking to get into 4th position.
Yeah, Holloway had a tough restart, Soup, and it might cost him. Hine trying to get that position away from him, trying to bring out Teese.
We're going to have 2 to go. Shepard has worked his way up to 8th place. But up in front, it is still low. Ahead of Pasini. Big point stay for both of them. 6 more corners to go before they wave the checkered flag. There's the white flag now. 1 lap to go. Out of 2, James Lowe with a 2-car length lead on Pasini. They're going to pick up major points. The win at the Bullring goes to Lowe. Pasini gets 2nd. Shepard is going to settle for 8th.
8th, yep. And Todd Liston, really made that pole position hold up. So congratulations to him hanging on for a P3 tonight.
Despite all the cautions, I had a fun time calling the race. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast, but we're not done. We'll take a short break. We'll come back, run down the entire finishing order for all 26 cars that took the grid, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the gate, and get you all ready for the final event that will be coming up next week. You're watching GSRC. Streaming cyberspace into your place on the Global SimRacing Channel, sponsored by the Cruise Shop. This is the Bootleg Racing League's Outlaw Modified Series, the 2019 Spring Season Championship. The results are in for the penultimate affair. Let's give you that now. It is going to be really interesting when they add up all the points. The man who sits in 2nd, James Lowe, wins the day. The man who sits in 3rd in the points, Chris Pasini, right behind him. Todd Liston started on the pole, was up there for a while. He's going to get 3rd. John Hine and Ruben Altice round out your top 5. Mike Holloway cannot stay enough for him. Really quiet run, which is what we needed. He gets 6th. Donnie Moore, after getting turned around, will salvage it with a 7th. J.R. Shepard will get 8th. Might be enough to keep him in the points lead. We'll find out before next round. Scotty Zerk in 9th, rounding out your top 10. Mike Allen. Crackers?
All right, Soup will drop back to 11th. It's going to be Jason Mendez in number 45. He picked up a few. Bruce Pearson's going to finish 12th tonight in number 96. Brian Dean. Tough evening for Dean. He'll finish 13th. Kurt Meeks, who was driving under a penalty this evening for aggressive driving last week with a warning there, he'll finish 14th. Tough night for
That
Kurt.
seems like an oxymoron that Meeks would be aggressive, but that's okay. Just continue.
It does. The Butler, oh man, it started early for him. It never really got any better, Soup. He finishes 15th. Robbie Robinson, well, he'll race to a 16th place finish. Josh Buckley in the number 82. SK Modified, sponsored by Horton Avenue Building Materials there. Finishes 17th tonight. Justin Allen, an 18th place finish for him. Jeff Dooley in the number 12 finished 19th. Sarah Spiller does manage to get a top 20 in 20th place, picks up 6 spots. Adam Shane, he had a rough night. 21st for him. Josh Banks, Soup, your buddy there, 22nd tonight. Kurt Smith, in a number 6, finishes 23rd. Lowell Jewell, 24th. Chris Wolfson, 25th. And our first casualty of the evening, Jeff Harden, in the number 44, finishes 26th. Soup, you've caught the winner, J.R. Shepard.
Oh,
I'm sorry, no, James Lowe.
I don't blame you.
The wrong J.
Well, we've done it enough. It just kind of comes out by habit. No, it is indeed James Lowe today. James, it took you a while to get to that lead. Once you got it, you hugged that low line and kept.
Yeah, unfortunately, once I got up there, it wasn't too hard to keep it, considering all the caution laps we ran.
Yeah, there was a couple green flag runs there where you had Banks that was. I thought that was maybe his best shot. Banks was on the outside of you. I honestly thought he had a better chance of getting around you starting from the outside than he did behind you.
Yeah, the outside there was good for a couple laps, so he might have had a good shot at it. But I'm not sure what happened to him there at the end. But I think it would have been a good battle if he'd stayed.
Okay, under all that yellow flag racing, you've got to be able to peek down, scroll down, and see where Shepard is, right? Did you notice him sometimes as far back as 17th or 18th? He ended up in 8th, but you had to be feeling good about that.
Yeah, I kept noticing bouncing back and forth from the back to the front and the back to the front, so I'm not sure how his race went, but didn't look that great for me, for mine.
Well, you're going to pick up a lot of points. You did all you could do. You got the win. That's going to keep you in the hunt for the championship. A lot of guys who like to see dynasties broken up are going to be pulling for you. So good luck in the season finale.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And about the championship, there's a good chance I won't be here next week. So I'm going to give it all I can, but there's a chance.
Well, that would be a disappointing factor, but we'll see how it plays out. 7 days, a lot can happen between now and then. Good luck. We'll hope to see you down the road. Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, guys.
That is good news for Chris Passini. One less guy to beat, and I think you're going to be able to talk to him, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if Chris was just listening to that, but Chris, if you weren't, I'll fill you in. James doesn't think he's going to make it next week. That's got to be pretty exciting news for you.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to look at the points yet, but
okay.
I kind of threw in the towel last week. I had a few things happen to me during a green flag run. I just threw my hands up and I was like, all right, I'll just get ready for the new modified and get ready for next season. But I guess I'm still in this one.
Did the thought of the new modified come in? Did that excite you to maybe give you a little extra motivation to come back strong tonight?
I was 100% excited until I saw that giant A-pillar. I'm like, you cannot see your entry at all on most of the tracks.
Okay. All right. So that was a comment that Jeff Harden made in the chat about some of the sight lines changing on the car, maybe the Nerf bar sticking out a little bit more. You shared that opinion.
100%. There's a lot of cars in real life, especially in the Northeast, that run Lexan A-pillars because of that problem.
Okay.
But unfortunately, iRacing picked the probably only car that runs this A-pillar.
Yeah, what is Jay Bong's thinking over there without the the Lexan A-pillar? All right. Now I got to ask you this question: did you call over to Dr. Baker's dentist office and approve that change to the sponsorship on the car tonight?
Well, I had an appointment set up just in case if I did get caught up in one of those wrecks and I chattered my teeth, but I did good tonight,
Right, and if you're in Moriches, Center Moriches, specifically there on Long Island, go see Dr. Martha C. Baker and her practice there, family dentistry. We appreciate you showing Super Crackers a little bit of love on that Eastport Feeds SK Modified. And I mentioned Kyle Soper a little bit earlier. Kid's tearing it up in that car this season, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's doing great.
Sure is. And of course, it's a big night at Riverhead Raceway tonight. Did you happen to notice the other Riverhead car in the field this evening?
Whoa. No,
You
I didn't.
The number
Ah.
82, Josh Buckley in the Danny Cesspool's number 82.
Oh, damn.
There
I gotta
you
go back and look at that.
Yeah. All right. Hey, congratulations. We'll see you next week for the finale, and we wish you the best, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. That's Chris Piscini, Soup. Boy, big chance for him next week to maybe get a championship finally.
Who are they going to bring down for me here? I guess we'll talk to the third place driver. Let's go ahead and talk to Todd Listen. He started on the pole. Todd, looks like you were just going to be able to maybe caution flag your way around for a wire-to-wire win there for a while.
Yeah, I thought that might have happened, but luckily we did get at least a few green flag laps in there.
You left the door open for James Lowe, and he got underneath you, and that was all she wrote.
Yep, and then Josh got by me and Chris, and they were considerably faster than me. I was probably lucky that we had the cautions. There were a few more cars that probably would have ended up working their way past me if we had gotten about 20 or 30 more green flag laps.
Whoops, did we lose him?
No, he's still there, Soup.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Maybe I cut out there. Todd, were you able to get in much practice knowing that you were on the pole?
I got some practice in some practice races that we had, and then when I was painting my car, I turned some practice laps in. I really like the new car. It drives really well.
Well, it was fun watching you race. A nice finish. You started up front. You were able to get the third. Good luck in the season finale, and then come back next time and see if you can move up in the points, maybe get in the championship.
Thank you, Soup. And I wanted to thank Lowell for putting this on, and the cruise shop for sponsoring us this season, and everybody out here that runs.
Todd, it's Sean. Hey, are you going on the cruise, man?
Probably not. I don't know if I could really fit that in the budget, but I was going to look into it.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Is the finale next week? We'll see you then, buddy.
Thank you.
Brenna will find him a room. She'll find a special room, put him like in a closet somewhere for like half off. Give Brenna a call.
I don't know if they do that, Soup. I don't know if they do. Do they still put people in steerage?
I think so. Maybe he can like double coal or something.
Right? They were just the steerage class on the Titanic, right? Yeah.
Let's bring in who are we going to talk to? There's a couple more drivers I'd like to get.
No, we're closing her up, Sue.
Oh, I'm so disappointed. All right. We're going to talk to Bruce Pearson and Sarah Marie Spiller next time. Make sure you come on in. I definitely want to talk to them. That's going to do it for us. Let's thank everybody in the Bootleg Racing League for organizing the Outlaw Modified Series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast. For more information about the Bootleg Racing League, let's go to Facebook, and you can check them out at Bootleg Racing League or bootlegracingleague.com. Thanks to the series sponsor. That is the Cruise Shop. We talked about them. Here's how you get in contact with them. 260-755-6125 or thecruiseshopfw.com. On screen now are some of the equipment software that we use on the to stream cyberspace into your place. Additional thanks to June Lalonde. She gives us our great music. See the screen to how to get a hold of more of her great work. The Bootleg Racing League returns for the final round, and they're going to bring that up for me right now because I don't have it. Sean, where are we going? Do you know off the top of your head? Oh, we're going to Sobo. All right, that's going to be fun.
Sobo, baby. Old Sobo.
That should work out well. Everyone knows that track. That should put on a good show. Sliding across your screen now are some of the upcoming broadcasts, so check those out and mark them down on your schedule. If you want more information about us, globalsimracingchannel.com, Twitter, GSR Channel, Facebook, Global Sim Racing Channel, Instagram at GSRC_Gram. Also, if you haven't done so yet, become a YouTube subscriber by hitting that big red button on your YouTube page. Finally, on behalf of the entire crew, and that would be Crackers, Joe, and Dougie, I'd like to thank all of you for watching, as it was James Lowe picking up his third win of the season, staying in the championship hunt as we move on to the final round coming up next week. With that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.